And we are live. Welcome to the process. It is Thursday, November 10th. I'm Josh Engleman, and I'm here to break down a 4-game NBA slate. We've got an easy one today, folks. So thank you for being here already. To the morning crew, it's good to have you. It's good to have everybody here. Hit that like button as you get in the door. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell so you know when everything goes live. Follow me on Twitter at Josh Engleman. Although tonight, you will get no updates. I will not be around for tonight's slate, going out to dinner with the wife. So, yeah, no 4-gamer for me today. Strategy show ends. I wash my hands of this slate today. But we are here for this one. We are going to break down all 4 games for today. Yesterday stunk for me. No surprises there. You got to really thread a needle on those big slates, and I did not thread said needle. Hope you had the 45 minutes out of Javon Carter last night, and the 46 minutes out of Brook Lopez, and the only 34 minutes out of Bobby Portis, who was pedestrian, even in 10 extra minutes of playing time, potential playing time at least. So, good morning to everybody. I say we just get it started. I don't have too much to add about yesterday. It was kind of a blah slate. I watched a little bit of Lakers Clippers. That was a mistake. Never should have done that. That was a terrible game to watch. Cade was trash, was he? Oh, yeah, that ended up being a Jaden Ivey game, right? Yeah, I forgot about that. Just a weird slate. Durant smashed. Went for 2 fantasy points per minute. That's going to be a biggie. Jokic actually went for 2.2 fantasy points per minute. Just happened to only play 21 minutes, but smashed. You had other big numbers like, Jaylen Brown had a great day. Fred VanVleet had a great day. Some of those value plays went absolutely crazy. Let's get on to it, though. That's what I say. 4 games. Repping the Nugs today. Old school Nugs. Mutombo. Something in my eye, but whatever. We'll ignore it. We'll blink it out of place. Let's drink some coffee because I want coffee. I have my coffee here. I hope you guys do as well. If you got a coffee, tea, water, beer, it doesn't feel like a food day. Wife brought snacks home from book club last night, and I don't need breakfast right now. I ate too many snacks. So coffee, tea, water, beer for sure. Joint for sure, but not a food morning. Not a food morning. You got to go liquids. Drink some water today. Drink some water. Start the day hydrated. That's the way to do it. Payne and Eubanks were both great. That was fantastic. Crispy, what's going on? Let's do this right now. Rise and grind. We know the drill. We're here to break it all down. Cheers, everybody. Clink. Let's do it. Oh, it's always so good. So good. Now, first, before we get started on this slate, we got to talk about BetMGM. They are the sponsor of this video. If you're watching and you live in a legal betting state and you have not signed up at BetMGM yet, there is a link in the description of this video. Follow it. Follow the instructions. It requires like betting $10 on a game and letting it settle. You'll get up to a $1,000 risk-free bet along with 2 free months of Stokastic Plus Platinum. If you're watching this show, you are interested in what we have behind the paywall. This is an outstanding opportunity for you to get behind it for 2 free months. You get a bunch of additional freebies from BetMGM, so you really can't beat that deal. Go check it out now. Let's do it, folks. Let's do it. Frosted sugar cookie creamer is the good stuff. Yeah, that better taste good. It should. All right, game number 1. Dallas Mavs are 3.5-point favorites in Washington. 209 total. Dallas is on the back-to-back. We already know that Christian Wood is out for this one, so that helps. Which means that we don't really have too much that we want to change here other than reading into what we got yesterday out of the 94-87 loss to Dallas. to Orlando. So we saw Dwight Powell start. He picked up a foul, started his second rotation, did not pick up a foul, but did not close the second quarter. They went to Maxey at the 5. Dwight Powell then started the third quarter, did not close the fourth quarter. They went to Maxey at the 5. So Dwight Powell ended up playing 18 minutes. That seems like what they would want to do. Maybe they don't want to go as stretchy against Washington. A revenge narrative alert for Dinwiddie and Bertans and who else was in that trade? Dinwiddie came over. Bertans came over. Who went from Dallas? Why can't I remember that? Oh, yeah, Porzingis. Damn, obviously. All right, so I'm taking Powell down to 22 minutes. Just doesn't seem like the bigger minutes are going to be there for him. JaVale did play 2 standard bench rotations. I had him in for 12 minutes yesterday. That's basically what he did. He played 11. So I feel pretty comfortable there, which means that Maxey played the rest of the minutes at the 5. And that seems likely to me. So I'm going to put him in for 28. We've got Dinwiddie in for 32. That just sort of seems like what he plays. Luka in for 36. That also just sort of seems like what he plays. We've got Josh Green in for 23. Seems about where he is right now. I don't have too much I want to change there. Tim Hardaway Jr. in for 24. He was limited. I'm probably going to make that 23. Reggie Bullock. Minutes are not as high as you would have expected. This is a guy that's not playing nearly the same minutes that he was playing before, but is playing your standard start, close, just not getting to 30 minutes. Averaging 29, or averaging 30 actually, but that is on the back of 3 games where it was just much higher. So I'm going to drop him down to 29. Why isn't McGee playing more minutes? Because he's not very good. That's the honest reason. Dorian Finney-Smith I have in for 33, and I feel comfortable there. So I basically just have created 2 spillover minutes. I don't really have anywhere that they can go naturally. So I'm just going to toss those minutes onto Facundo Campazzo and go about my business. Rates, I don't have much that I really want to dig into. Like Christian Wood off so far this season hasn't been the change that you would expect. Like if I just take Christian Wood off for the Mavs so far this year, like Luka's still got a 39% usage rate. I don't want to go too much higher than 38. I think there's an upper bound. But Spencer Dinwiddie's at 24. Like, I'll bump him up a percentage point, I guess. Assist rate, doesn't really change. I mean, technically it goes down. So I don't really have any other rates to change. What I have in here from yesterday is how I feel for Dallas. Now, Washington, on the other hand, they're a little bit easier to talk about in that we've got no Bradley Beal here, which means team's just going to naturally look a little bit better. We've seen Beal out for 2 games now and looking like he's not going to be here for this one. So in those 2 games, we've seen Monty Morris play about 33 minutes. I got him in for 31. Feels right-ish to me. We're going to make it 32. Put Jordan Goodwin in for 16. I'm going to cut the rest of this rotation as well. Really build it out from scratch. Since it's only 4 games, we can go pretty easily here. So Porzingis in for 32. Just going to make that 31. Porzingis and Gafford are not totally splitting the center minutes. Oh, they played Taj Gibson the past 2 games. Does that make it equal? Close enough. And yes. So we're going to go 13 minutes to Daniel Gafford. Another 4 to Taj Gibson at the 5, assuming that he's just the random spillover guy. Makes it a little bit easier. We get Rui Hachimura playing about 23 minutes a game. So let's keep that. We've got Kyle Kuzma playing 32 minutes a game. That's not 32. That's 32. We've got Will Barton playing like 24 minutes a game. I mean, that dude's minutes just don't make any sense to me. Kispert is now back. Looks like, 22 is probably the most likely scenario for him. So we'll get those minutes in. We still need Denny to get what? I mean, Denny averages about 20. That, we're going to go 21, I guess. That leaves me 22 additional minutes for Anthony Gill to play his 14. That's an 11. I mean, it's technically a 10-man rotation. They've been playing 10 men, so I have to bump up somebody's minutes somewhere. Whether that's Kispert. I mean, nobody played them. That's the real thing. I mean, technically it was Anthony Gill, but I didn't give Jordan Goodwin the minutes. That's what happened. Jordan Goodwin, I have in for 16, but I do have to give him more than that. We're going to take him to 22 as well. That's what takes him up to 238. And we're just going to make it 6 for Taj. Perfect. Rate changes don't have to get put in. I've already made those changes, but we'll double check them just in case. Washington with Beal off. And we just want to make sure that we get the good KP and Kuzma usage rates. Will Barton, 21.5% usage rate with no Beal on so far this year. Kuzma in 124 minutes, 27% usage rate. KP in 79 minutes, 26% usage rate. We'll take him down a notch. We will lock Will Barton in a little bit higher. That'll basically cover it. That's game 1. That's 1. I'm going to take a sip, too. Oh, that was tasty. All right, for Washington. No real priorities here. I don't think Washington looks all that good. Monty Morris, probably the best option on DraftKings, at least. FanDuel Kuzma 6,500 is too cheap, but I don't really like Washington, and that should be no surprise. Remember, Dallas is the slowest team in basketball. They are arguably the worst matchup you get right now. So, not super excited to face Dallas. Dallas, on the other hand, has a little bit of value with no Wood. So it's, Luka's 12-5 on both sites on a 4-gamer. That's a pretty healthy price tag. Dorian Finney-Smith looks like okay value. Maxi Kleber, if he's going to be playing 28 minutes with no Wood, looks like a really solid point per dollar play. Dinwiddie had a really big game yesterday. I think he's priced appropriately. Not a lot to like in that first game, folks. Not going to lie. It's kind of ugly. We go to game 2. Philadelphia 76ers are 1-point underdogs in Atlanta, 223 total. Now, for Philly, we have no James Harden. Daniel House off the injury report. So we get what we normally get. My alerts are on. I'm going to turn those off. And do not disturb. Perfect. All right, so Philly, this is easy. I mean, we're getting 38 minutes a game out of Maxey. Jake Milton plays the backup. I can't ever go more than 33 minutes to Embiid, but I guess maybe 34 is the answer. 14 to Trez. Trez did not back up. Going to go to Paul Reed. We've got 28 minutes in for PJ Tucker. That seems pretty set in stone at this point. George Niang actually has seen minutes climb, but, lots of guys have been out. I'm going to leave him in for 18. I'm going to leave Tobias Harris in for 34, at least for right now. Probably could go to 35. Actually, I will go to 35. I'm going to assume Daniel House is back in the rotation. I have DeAnthony Melton in for 31 minutes. That feels right. Matisse Thybulle in for 17. I'm going to go 15 here so I can go to 15 on House. And I'm going to say that that's the rotation. 10-man rotation, simple. Rates all stay the same. So that's Philly. On the Atlanta side, so they're going to be on a back-to-back, so they don't have any sort of actual injury report yet, but doesn't matter. This is going to be the same rotation we've seen as of late. I'm going to take John Collins down to 31 minutes. We'll take Jalen Johnson up to 15. Aaron Holiday played quite a bit less than he had been playing. That's okay. AJ Griffin sort of played his normal run. I mean, these guys are all playing very, very standard run here. 35 for Trey, 36 for DeJounte. Yeah, I don't have any other Atlanta changes to make here. So for Atlanta, again, not a lot is that exciting. I think that the starters all look very similar. Trae Young, Collins, Capella, probably my three favorites. On FanDuel, I think Capella looks a little bit more interesting just because of the way the position's set up, but I don't find Atlanta to look like they have. I mean, pricing looks good. Now, Philly looks a lot better. You got to get to a bunch of Maxey. 8,200 on DraftKings, 7,200 on FanDuel. I think he looks great. DeAnthony Melton's still just 5,600 on FanDuel. I think he looks great. Embiid, 10-9 or 10-5. It's just easier to go to Embiid than it is to go to like Luka, given the price. But even Tobias Harris on DK at 7,100 is pretty interesting. Like, how Tobias Harris is more expensive than Maxey on FanDuel is funny to me. Even though, I mean, I guess technically Tobias Harris has been better than him, but you just don't expect it. Philly is the best thing we've seen so far. Two games to go. We're at 648. We're cruising through this. We have 144 viewers, 58 likes. So if you're here and you haven't hit that like button yet, please do so. That helps me out a ton. Get to the first potential blowout of the day. My Charlotte Hornets taking on the Miami Heat. Hornets are 10.5-point dogs in Miami. 217 total. For this one, no LaMelo, no Gordon Hayward, no Cody Martin. We kind of know all of this stuff already. Charlotte is on the back-to-back. But I don't think we have a ton that we want to change here. You know, we got Rozier in for 36 minutes. Maybe it should be 35. Got DSJ in for 33. That feels right to me. PJ Washington in for 31. Kelly Oubre in for 30. All that stuff looks fine. They played a little bit less Jalen McDaniels, a little bit more Mason Plumlee, a little bit less Nick Richards. But it's not like anybody else really got a big benefit. So I think Charlotte is where we want them to be. And I don't really have any rate changes that I want to make. I'm going to take a quick look at Charlotte with Gordon Hayward off, just to see if there's anything to glean usage-wise. PJ Washington's at 22, so maybe. Terry Rozier has not played enough time with Gordon Hayward off. No, he's played 3 games. Where the hell? There he is. 124 minutes, 28% usage out of Terry Rozier. We're going to take that up to 27. We're going to lock PJ Washington into 21. Oubre also massive usage rate. We're going to take him up to 27.5. And then DSJ does not have that same bump, so I'm not actually going to do anything for DSJ. From the assist realm, Dennis Smith Jr., slight bump. We could bump him up there. Terry Rozier does not have that same bump. No one else really does. I think I'm comfortable with what we have here for Charlotte. I can't imagine they look good, but we'll find out. On the Miami side, Ugh. Q tag on Hero, Q tag on Caleb Martin. So we're going with our normal rotation, but you will obviously be needing to pay attention to whether or not Hero and Caleb Martin play. Whatever. Caleb Martin, Cody Martin, same person. We're going 33 minutes to Hero, 33 minutes to Lowry. Gabe Vincent got a little bit more time with Tyler Hero out. I have Strus in for 31. I'm going to make that 29 and bump up Gabe Vincent to 22. Duncan Robinson actually played 28 minutes. He's not long for those minutes, so I don't have anything to change for this Miami rotation. Probably get too much Strus, but dude plays. So let's look at Charlotte and Miami. I mean, it's an easy rotation to project. Miami looks good even with Hero and Martin in. I like Bam for 7,900 on DraftKings. I like him a lot more for 7,700 on FanDuel with power forward eligibility. I think Butler's totally reasonable. The fact that he's a $9,100 power forward on DraftKings is a joke, but 9K small forward, power forward is fine. Hero, if he is in at 7K, looks like a solid price tag on FanDuel. You could work in Lowry and Strus and Martin. Miami looks all right. Better than I was expecting, but Charlotte brings that out of them. On the Charlotte side, $6,100 DSJ on DraftKings is my priority. $5,700 Kelly Oubre on FanDuel, shooting guard small forward, would be the FanDuel priority. Terry Rozier is fine, although probably a little overpriced. PJ Washington is fine on FanDuel. Much better on DraftKings where he's 5,800. But so far, the Philly side of this slate has been the best that we've had. And we're already 3 games done. And we're not even at the top of the hour yet. We're cruising through this slate. Coffee's hitting the spot. You guys are hitting the spot. The like button spot. Go ahead and hit it. Portland, 6.5 point dogs in New Orleans. 225 total. Portland coming off the back-to-back where Jeremy Grant and Yusuf Nurkic did not play. I am assuming that Jeremy Grant and Yusuf Nurkic both play today, at which point I need to cut this entire rotation to rebook it. So we're going to put Nurk in for 28 minutes. Oh, yeah, they are now without... No, I don't know what I'm thinking. I was thinking about Zach Collins being out. He's not on this team anymore. Am I planning to do an update today? I would have been planning to do an update today, Caleb. I am not because I'm not going to be around tonight. I'm going out to dinner. I wish I were playing this slate. I don't happen to be playing this slate. We'll go 14 minutes to Drew Eubanks. We'll go... Jeremy Grant playing his 34. Got Josh Hart in for his 36. That's just what Josh Hart plays, apparently. Shaden Sharp seems to be like a 20-minute-a-game guy, but when they're at full strength, maybe that's not the case. So I'm going to go 14 to Shaden Sharp. Got to get Trendon Watford his minutes. I think that's going to be something like 14 as well. Nas Little might be in for like 12. That leaves me 18. That would be 18 for Justice Winslow. So that's not going to work. I need to go higher than that on Justice Winslow. This needs to get to 26. So I need to cut 8 minutes from people. Shaden Sharp down to 12. Trendon Watford down to 12. As little down to 8. Done. That's Portland. Portland easy. Rates all stay the same. We close it out with the Pelicans. New Orleans Pelicans. Favorites here. On the back-to-back. Don't know the status of anybody yet other than probably not expecting to see Larry Nance in this one. I'd be shocked if Larry Nance plays. They went to Willie Hernan-Gomez over Jackson Hayes. So that's the only change that I want to make from yesterday to today. I still got CJ in for 35 minutes. I've got Brandon Ingram in for 35 minutes. I got Zion in for 32. Herb Jones in for 30. I've got everybody that matters for the Pelicans in for what I think are correct. I don't agree on Sharp. If Grant and Nurk are playing, we just saw that on the 7th. Shaedon Sharp played 12 minutes. There are 6 guys that are absolutely ahead of him right now in minutes. No one of Hart, Simons, Lillard, Grant, Nurkic, or Winslow are getting more minutes. The only times that Sharp played 20 minutes is when people were out. So if those guys are in, I don't think that Sharp is playing anything other than backup run. And I really don't have any other changes that I want to make for the Pels here. To me, this rotation just looks like it should. Alvarado, Graham. I mean, I guess, like Najee Marshall played a couple extra minutes more than Trey Murphy, but I think it's just going to be Trey Murphy. So let's look at it. Pelicans. Okay. I got to bring Joval down 1 minute. There we go. But Joval looks great. Again, especially against the Blazers, I think he could be okay. Maybe not totally late, but Joval should soak up some closing run with Larry Nance out. So I got him in for 29 minutes at 7K. He looks good on DraftKings. At 6,700, he looks even better on FanDuel. Probably going to be the center. Brandon Ingram, 8,700 on DraftKings, 8,200 on FanDuel. Zion, 8,800 on both sites. Those are the 3 priorities from the Pels. And then we go to the Portland side. And it's kind of a wide net. If Grant and Nurk are both in, I think everybody kind of looks the same. Probably Dame on FanDuel again at 8,500 more than the $9,700 price tag that he's got on DraftKings. Let's just run some crunches because I don't really have a ton of context here. So hit that like button. We're at 659. Are we going to get it? 87 likes, 172 viewers. We're close. We're close. Try to double up on those, or try to get 13 more here. 13 more likes gets us to where we want to be. Let's run these crunches. Boom. We'll start off on the FanDuel side. I don't have a good feel for this. I don't think that we saw all that much interesting projections other than the Philly side. I expect to see Philly have 2 or 3 things in the optimal here. Optimal lineup for tonight. Yep, 2. Lillard, DSJ, Maxey, Melton, Hero, Oubre, Bam, DFS, and Joval. All that makes perfect sense to me. The only guy that I don't love seeing in this lineup is Dorian Finney-Smith, but it's a 4-gamer. We obviously don't know the status on Hero, so we'll have to watch that. But that doesn't surprise me as a lineup. Now, power rankings. What do we got? All right, for power rankings, wow. DeAnthony Melton at the top of the list for me today. Must just work from a positional standpoint, from a value standpoint. At 5,600, you're looking for 38. He put 40 on the Knicks. He put 42 on Toronto. Can very easily get there. So Melton, then a step down to Maxey, then a step down to Kelly Oubre, Tyler Hero, DSJ round out the top 5, Butler, Kuzma, Ingram, Lillard, Bam round out the rest of it. Whoa, there we go. Now let's check out DraftKings. For DK, optimal lineup. We have Monty, 261.75, so optimal lineup by 0.61. Monty Morris, DeAnthony Melton, Reggie Bullock, Maxi Kleber, Joval, Hero, Zion, Maxi. Can't say that I love the two Dallas pieces for sure. And obviously, like, new value opens up throughout the day, but not my favorite lineup in the world there on DraftKings. I can't lie. Let's see what the power rankings look like. Coffee here. Looking like it's going to be a battle between Maxi and Maxi for the top spot. That would be Tyrese Maxey and Maxi Kleber. But those two guys are fighting it out. Looks like Maxi Kleber is going to be victorious in this one, starting to pull away. Tyrese Maxey 2, DeAnthony Melton 3, Kelly Oubre 4, Joval 5. Then Monty Morris, Dennis Smith Jr., Brandon Ingram, Josh Hart, and Reggie Bullock rounding out the rest of the top 10. Larry, the projection late swap is simple. I am constantly updating live scoring projections. So who would be a good example? Let's just say that we have Joel Embiid projected for 52 fantasy points. And at halftime, he has 40. I am then projecting Joel Embiid to have 40 plus half of this number. So, like, if it's 52, we're going to say it's 26. So now I'm projecting Joel Embiid for 66 fantasy points. So when I upload live projections, I'm uploading Joel Embiid at 66 so that I can get an idea of what my lineups actually project for using, like, relatively basic live projections. Because that way, when I sort by projection, I can see which lineups are the best, make sure those have the swaps that I want, and then I don't have to worry too much about the rest of the lineups. Hope that makes sense. Do we have anything else we need to touch on? We got to 100 likes. We got 170 people in here. We're through all 4 games. I don't have anything else to add here today, guys. This is a pretty easy slate. You'll get Adam and I on the strategy show in a bit, but we're where we need to be, guys. We hit on everything. We're so used to having a 15-gamer and the 13-gamer yesterday that this was just kind of cake. It was easy stuff. So, yeah, I'll have contenders videos out shortly. Strategy show at 10. And then that's going to be it for me. I hope you guys enjoy everything today. Make sure you're watching the Deeper Dive and Live Before Lock tonight. They will take you guys all the way up. They'll give you 2 straight hours of content. It'll be good. Thank you to BetMGM for being the sponsor. You see them on the banner here and down below. Click the link in the description. Go get yourself up to a $1,000 risk-free bet along with 2 months of Stokastic Plus Platinum. That'll do it, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your Thursday. This was The Process.